Welcome back to Local Focus. We're still talking about some high school hoops. I know we're into baseball season, but it's hard to get guys when they're in season, so we tend to get them more when their season's over, and basketball season's over, and so we've been recapping hoops. And as you know, if you've watched the program, my Knights came up a little short. So, there's a state champ in the seat today, and he does not go to Del Norte, unfortunately. Unless you want to change that, I can get you an address and stuff, but we'll talk later. It's Highlands, Jerry Moody, the big fella. What a season, man. First off, congratulations.
Thank you. It was pretty hard going out the season, but we came out on top, and it just felt good getting that title back from last year's loss. So it just felt good winning that.
Yeah, you guys I don't know what it is about Coach Woody's teams that they play so damn good at the pit. And same thing, let's start at the pit, okay? And we'll backtrack a little bit because you guys had a great season. We'll talk about some of those big wins against the La Cueva, some of those guys, right? But I felt like that Portales game, I'll talk about that a little bit. I thought Portales played amazing basketball. I was telling some of the guys I was watching the game with, I was like, God, if they played anybody else today, they probably would have won. But they're playing Highlands, so it wasn't even that close. And I thought Portales played really well, and you guys just looked so good that game. Talk about that game first.
Portales, they're a good team. They're solid. I just feel like we kind of executed more on the defensive and offensive side. But overall, it was a pretty good game. But we just most teams are less conditioned than us. So I guess our more conditioning kind of helped us in the end.
Pull away a little bit at the end. Yeah. What is it from an execution standpoint, do you think, though, that you guys it wasn't just this year's team. I mean, you've been around a little while now, even back to the last couple of teams, Coach Woody's teams, you guys always seem to play well there. Is it just something that he says or does, or do you guys just feel comfortable in that environment? What is it?
I feel like the way, how he practices us and how, we get used to it, he kind of, prepares us before, an actual pit game, so that kind of helps us get eased into it. But, we still get nervous, but we kind of, ease into it as the game goes on, and we, find our focus and find our game as, the game goes on.
Portales has a pretty talented big guy, and they play pretty physical, right? So how did that help you kind of get ready for the next couple of rounds? Because obviously you knew, hey, I could be facing some big guys this tournament, right, if the bracket shakes out, right? So how did that game get you ready for the following round?
It kept me, on my toes, knowing that some New Mexico bigs can, shoot threes. It kind of, kept me on my toes, and, I had to play more aggressive on the perimeter. So just in case I can't shoot threes when they're open, I'll be ready for it. So the Portales big really helped me out throughout the tournament.
Right, and then you guys advanced there, past a really good Portales team. So take us into the next round. Give us the breakdown of that next game.
The next game, Taos is a solid team. They're a really good team. From what I've seen, their big is amazing. Great footwork, great player. And I just feel like the game was good. The game overall was pretty good. It's just our defense is pretty heavy on them, and it kind of helped us in the long run because we value the ball. We want to play. We want to guard you with our best effort, and we just want to make you tire you out so you can go on a run and you won't be able to come back from that. What
changes in the game plan for Coach Woody if or does anything change when you guys play another big, right? You knew going into that Taos game, okay, they got it. That's their bread and butter is a big. Does anything change in the game plan there? Does he extra attention towards you, saying, okay, Jerry, they got a big, so let's scheme something up, or does everything kind of remain the same? Take us through that.
The game plan changes depending on the big and their strengths. So from Taos number 52, he gets the ball up on the perimeter and likes to drive right. So he told me to like guard on the perimeter, and he just told me to stay on my feet and like not jump because, as you can see, like his footwork's incredible, and I just gotta stay on my feet and just move my feet and be ready for it.
Right. And that is a big thing, right? Especially with big guys in New Mexico. Like the easiest way to neutralize a big, I think, in New Mexico, it feels like, is with the whistle, right? And that's foul trouble.
Yeah.
So that's got to be huge. Is that something Coach Woody's been working on all season? Say, so you got to be out there. You cannot pick up these silly fouls, right? Is that something he works on?
Yeah, it's something he works on. It's something that he values throughout the pit. That we need our big, and that we need you to stay out of foul trouble. So he just tries to like tell me to stay out of foul trouble as much as I possibly can, especially with the silly fouls.
And then punch your ticket back to where you guys want to go, right? This was the redemption year. Obviously, you guys wanted to get back to there. Talk about that. What did Coach Woody and the rest of the staff kind of talk about the night before or the morning of? Right, you're back to where you want to be, and that's a championship game.
He just said, just play with your heart, have fun, and just execute and have energy and have intensity as we played the basketball game. We got where we wanted, and we're going to just fight for what you need and what you want as we play the basketball game. Just have fun, and it's going to be a good game.
Talk about Coach Woody a little bit. I am intrigued by him. I love Coach Woody. I was joking with him one time. I said, 12% of your wins in your career are against Del Norte. I shouldn't like you, but I love you, Coach. and he gave me a big old hug, and but there's just something about Coach Woody, like, and I think he showed it like during his post-game press conferences when he was talking just about the way he coaches his team. It seems like it's a lot more than X's and O's with Coach Woody. It's motivation, it's doing the right thing, it's being good kids, it's being good teammates. Just talk about what he does, what makes him so special, and in turn what makes the program so special.
What makes Coach Moody so special that he likes to motivate us. He gets us prepared. He's a very motivated coach for us. He wants us to be good men outside of basketball. He wants us to be a good family men, be good friends, all that other stuff. He wants us to be motivated and keep working hard and just do good and represent who you are and not what others want you to be.
Right. And obviously, I think the proof is always in the pudding when you got guys that stay around the program, right? So obviously his son's around the program still. My guy Raul's back now, right? It's good to see that. But even other guys, right, they're still around. You're part of something special there. Coach Woody's built something special there. Do you ever stop to think about how special it is, again, to be a Highland Hornet?
Oh, yeah. It's just special because I feel like I want to have the opportunities that he would giving me, the stuff he would giving me, the motivation, the prep talks, what he's giving me to be successful as a Highland Hornet, and I couldn't wish anything else but to be a Hornet.
Because now you see it. I mean, those crowds at the pit, those Highland crowds,
yeah.
they're lit, right?
Yes, sir.
And then not only the huge student section, but then all the alumni, right? We have a couple of them here, right? We have a couple of announcers here. Obviously Ed, right? And then Nick. Those are big Highland guys. And but those alumni, they forget that there was a deep, dark period, right?
Yeah.
Where the Highland was just not winning, right?
No.
And, but here you are, back out front as a dominant program. And it means a lot to that community, doesn't it?
Yeah, it means a lot to us as a whole, knowing that we're still a competitor. We're still someone you need to beat, someone you need to hunt, someone you need to worry about. I feel like it helped us as a community get together and bring more in people, so they see us what Hornet Highland really is instead of just what the outside world says.
Right, and you mentioned that because what is the outside world saying?
What they say, generally, they say we're ghetto and all that stuff because we're placed in a weird district where homeless people are at. But I feel like they don't really know us truly. They're just going out what people say and what other schools say about us. So I feel like we're trying to repaint that picture that we're actually a good school. And
because what I've seen from Coach Woody's program, what I've seen from Coach Lovato's programs on the football field is some really good kids just trying to represent their school, right?
Yeah.
And so how do you block out that outside noise?
He just says focus on what you need to do and what we need to do to, change that mindset because we're not going to get the respect we need or what we deserved. So just keep playing with your heart, keep playing how you want to play, and let your game do the talking.
I'm assuming part of that outside noise is the Sac Academy noise, right?
Yeah, pretty.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all right, let's just throw that out there then. Let's talk about that, right? Like for those that don't know, Sac Academy is a charter school that's close to the Highland High School, right? And so kids can go to that charter school, but they can play basketball at Highland,
Yeah.
right? Because it's not a school that offers basketball or anything like that. So it's funny, no one cared about that when Highland wasn't winning,
No.
right? But now when they're winning, it's suddenly a big thing, right?
Yeah.
So how, as kids, do you guys say, oh, you know what, forget all that. We're out here to win. Let's just go get in the gym and get better.
It is like we're a family, so we shouldn't care what other people say and their opinions. We're all a family. We're all teammates. So I feel like we just say, forget that. We're just gonna keep playing how we play, and we're gonna keep playing as a family.
Now, what does fascinate me about this, though, and I wanted to get your perspective and opinion is, and I talked to Elijah Martinez about this a little bit, right? So Elijah Martinez is homeschooled, right? So he's not on campus. The rest of his teammates are. So I talked to him a little bit about building team chemistry, right? So similar situation there, right? Where you're on campus.
Yeah.
Sac Academy kids aren't, right?
No.
So how hard is it to build team chemistry? Because I think a lot of it gets built in the hallways and it's in class, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like you guys have to work twice as hard to build chemistry. Talk about that.
It's especially hard because we speak different languages and they're not very fluent in English. So we have team bondings and like team meals and like we do cleanups to kind of help strengthen that chemistry. And it worked out in the long run. We all came together as a family as the season went on, and we kept doing those things.
And that has always impressed me about Coach Woody's team there. That has been going on for a couple of years, and I've always thought like it's got to be harder for the chemistry to be right with the language barrier, and then you guys maybe don't go to school together. But you guys have always made it work. Like you guys look like you go to every class together. You're down every hallway together.
Yeah.
Like you guys on the floor look totally connected. But I don't think people understand. They want to focus on the negative of that. But I think the positive is I think you guys are working twice as hard to build chemistry, and you've done it.
Yes,
like
sir.
talk about that. Just like those bonding events, how they bring you guys closer.
It's like it's good because it's like outside of practice and like we get to hang out with each other and get to team meals and other stuff. It kind of helps us bring us together as the season goes on, and like it shows that we're really like have good chemistry as things go on, and that we're like a good family, and that we want to be with each other throughout the years and even beyond that.
I think it's just impressive the way you guys built your program, and I think it's impressive the way you talked about it, right? Because like you should wear it as a badge of honor, not as anything else, right? Like
Yeah.
it's a community that comes together, right? In every sense of the word, whether it's language, whether it's school, but the way you guys come together to win, I would think it makes your bond even closer.
It makes our bonds closer because we do things that we can both understand, like hand signs, hand signals, and like just do things that we like understand, and then it just like helps us, just grow as the season goes on. And I feel like if we keep doing that, I feel like Highland become like a really good community and be a really good family as the years go on.
Right. We'll take our first break. I want to talk about your individual development. I want to go all the way back. You might not know this. I want to go all the way back to your freshman year at the Academy tournament when I asked Coach Woody, who's that tall guy? I want to go back to that when we come back.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports. Burrito Express is proud to announce that we are the official burrito spot of ProView Networks. Since 1982, with 6 locations serving Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Roswell, the question is, red or green? Let's go to the burrito. Visit letsgototheburrito.com and order now.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on, savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Back with Highland's big fella, Jerry Moody. All right, I want to talk about your development a little bit. I can remember it keenly. You guys were playing at Academy. I think it was probably part of the Academy tournament. It was your freshman year. Coach Woody and I were just talking during pregame. We're just watching warm-ups a little bit. I was like, who's that tall guy? And Coach Woody's like, he's a freshman. I was like, okay, but he's pretty tall. Yeah, he's a freshman. Like, this is our project. If he can develop, he could be really special. Do you remember that little freshman year?
Yeah, very, very, very perfectly.
Now, you haven't played basketball for a long time, have you?
No.
When did you start?
Seventh grade and middle school.
Okay. So, did you think from 7th grade, middle school, to even that freshman, you're just up there during warm-ups, not playing much, obviously.
No.
Did you think, like, hey, I'm going to, once this really talented kid graduates, obviously we're talking about Jose, right? Like, did you think, like, man, I'm going to be a key member of a championship team? Did you see this day?
Yeah, I seen this day. I imagined it. I thought of it a lot of times.
Now talk about all the work that's gone in to make that happen.
All the work, just working on post moves because I'm a post player, trying to get my shot form good, just in case like I'm able to shoot the mid range, or just like kind of like a post fade like Dirk, and then just like having the coaches like be able to help me out through the times, just develop as it went on, as where I am now. It just helped out a lot, just having that mindset, thinking I have to work hard in order to be help my team win a championship.
And what's changed? I mean, when you look back at that as your freshman, you're looking back at some of that film where you're like, man, I was not very good back then, right? Or were you like, what? So much has changed, right?
I feel like I got stronger.
Yeah.
My weight got up. I'm definitely stronger. I'm definitely more confident going up with the ball. I can dunk more fluently now instead of what I used to. I just feel like the confidence my coaches and my teammates have in me, that really helps me up, like develop throughout the years. That really helps me, and I just feel like I can do way more for them. And so I'm trying to get one more in before I leave.
One thing I was talking to former high school player and college guy, a 7-footer. I don't get to interview a lot of guys that are as tall as you, right? But one of the things he was telling me, he's like, Sebastian, what people don't realize is it takes a big guy a lot longer to grow into their body in high school than some little guard. He's like, so you'll see a lot of later development out of bigs because they're just growing into their body. Give me your take on that. Like, what's your opinion on that? Is he pretty spot on?
Yeah, he's pretty spot on. It took me a while to realize how tall I am. So I'm like, using my height to my advantage. I'm like, how about I start playing basketball, and then this is where I am now. So he's pretty spot on, because we don't know how tall we are. We don't know, we don't really see how important height is. So we just kind of developed a little bit later than all the other guards. So he's pretty spot on with that. And
did you, when you started playing right away in middle school there, and then when did you first catch Coach Woody's eye? Was it literally one of those, wow, you're tall and you're walking down the hallway, come play basketball? Or were you already okay, this is something you wanted to do?
It was during the 8th grade practice, and he just walked in with the assistant coach, asked us to come to Highland try out, since it was a new rule that year. And so come and try out, and we can help you grow throughout the years. And he promised me that, and he's keeping that promise.
For sure. I mean, because your game's getting better every year, absolutely. And how promising or how cool is it to see a guy right ahead of you, graduated ahead of you, that played that position in a very similar trajectory, right? Jose was not a finished product when he was a freshman, right? To see him getting better every year, including his years in college, he just keeps getting more and more and more dominant. I've got a chance to go down to Portales, and he's just a beast,
Yeah.
And then his face is on every poster. When you check into the Holiday Inn, guess whose face is on the calendar? It's his, right?
Yep.
He's the guy.
Yeah.
But how cool is it to see, okay, there's a guy right ahead of me, that's the blueprint. That's what I want to do.
I had high expectations for sure. I had to play like him. I got to play dominant. He was definitely had more stamina than me and faster than me. But if I can use my length and my game to like help my team out win, I feel like the expectations would be met or even surpassed.
What I always find funny about, we talk about how many alumni are around Highland, right?
Yeah.
What I always find hilarious is they talk. The alumni talks more about you than they do almost any other player on the court, right? They're always talking about, yeah, we got a big. And when I was in high school, and I was doing this around the basket, and I was doing this, and I'm looking around, I'm like, you guys are all 6'1". What are you talking about? But they were all post players back then, right? But the community support for you as the big fella, right? Because it's such an old part of the game, right? Like we don't see dominant bigs anymore, right?
No.
That's past. But in their time, that's all they saw was big guys, right?
Yeah.
So like they were so excited when you are dominating a game. Do you feel that support from that alumni base?
Yeah, I feel a lot of support for them. I appreciate them, what they've been doing, and how they give me courage, confidence to just keep playing how I'm playing. That really helped me out, motivate me, and support me, and I had to meet my expectations that they see in me. So it just gave me a whole lot of support and motivation to keep doing good.
Obviously, we talked about the championship already, but I want to go back to the regular year. I did not know when this happened. I was at the game. I was at your La Cueva game, and I did not know that was the first time that you guys had beaten a 5A school. Right, like I just assumed that it happened because you guys had some really good teams in years past, and Highland was always in some really good tournaments. I was thinking back, like, wow, they've been in the Rio Rancho tournament, they've been that, but apparently I was the first, and I was at that game, and it was not as close as the score. You guys beat them good. I mean, it was. I don't remember what the final score was, but that game was never in doubt. You handled them. Was that a big win for the program?
It was definitely a big win. Having one of our first 5A wins. 5A teams, regardless of what they're ranked, are hard to beat. Especially because they're good programs, good coaches, all that stuff. They're hard to beat. So being able to beat a 5A team really shows the state that we're a top dog, even if we're 4A or even lower.
And then that team ends up spending a lot of the season inside the top three. That makes it an even more impressive win, right?
Yeah, it made it a more impressive win, like knowing that we can beat teams that are top 3 in 5A, especially in the district. It just showed how much how motivated we are to win, even if we're kind of not able to win a game.
All right, tell me about that Highland student section, man, on championship night. That was something, wasn't it?
Great crowd. Highland student section is probably one of the greatest I've ever seen. Well, I'm a Highland Hornet, so I'll be biased.
Have to say that.
I'll be biased with that, but I love the support they always bring out every game, even if they can't come. They still watch the games on radio or on live. So just seeing how many people were there that shaped the game really motivated us to win and show that we care about our student section and our fans.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was. I mean, I know I talked to a couple of them at the pit. A couple of ex-players, right, came by, so we got a chance to talk to them a little bit, right, and they're all excited, man. They're pumped. That's the thing when you're consistently a good program. The alumni are always around. The student sections grow. We see that with a lot of programs, like you saw it with Volcano, right? They had a student section almost all the way to the top. It was amazing. Yeah. Same thing with Highland, right? What do you have to do to give an encore presentation since you got another year, right? What do you have to do to go back to back, you think?
I just got to keep improving, keep working out, keep getting my game better, keep being dominant, kind of trying to get more weight up so I can be more physical, and it's just help my team out, being smart with the ball and not just doing some silly fouls or just.
Now, you talked about size and stuff a little bit right now. So what your listed height right now is what?
6'9". Okay,
so do you have a target weight that you're trying to get to in the off season? Because it's harder for guys 6'9" to put on.
Yeah, I'm trying to at least get to 200, 210, so I can be at least more stronger than most post players that are undersized. But I feel like I have to have heart too, and have hustle and have effort on the glass and as my position, so I can just be a great player.
And you watch the modern game, you see a guy like Wemby, right? That's not a big dude, right? Like you see a guy like Kevin Durant, so the modern game definitely, and that tall, lanky build is a big part of the modern game, right? So that's got to get, who are some of your favorite guys in the pros?
So far is Giannis, Kevin Durant, Wemby, because they're all lengthy and they have size. So I'm trying to be like them, be able to like score through contact, be physical, and just be able to like go through traffic, trying to be able to shoot on the mid-range, high point release, and then Wimby just trying to have handles.
Now,
Big.
I'm just asking for a friend, but you don't have like a 6'5" cousin or something that lives in Del Norte's district or anything?
No.
No brothers at all?
All my cousins
No brothers?
All my cousins live in Texas.
Second cousin, third cousin?
No.
Just a friend that's tall?
No.
No, damn. All right. Well, I thought I'd try.
All my cousins live in Louisiana or Texas.
Okay.
So,
all right. Well, that's a good segue into the top 5 list. Top 5 things we don't know about Jerry Moody. Number 5.
All my family are college athletes. They all played in college at one point.
Okay, let's go through them. That's awesome.
My mom, my dad, my mom's mom, my mom's dad.
What sports did they play?
Oh, basketball. They all play basketball.
All basketball. Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
My dad's mom, my dad's dad, my cousins. Well, some of my cousins, not all of them. They're still in high school, but yeah, we all play basketball still. So it's good.
So the cool part of that is, one, genetics, right?
Yep.
That's the cool part. Then 2, right, is like, okay, they've all been there. But that can be a double-edged sword. That can make it really hard when you're struggling.
Yeah.
Right? When your mom was a good basketball player, your dad was a good basketball player. Like, the other side of that is, like, that's a lot of expectations, right? Talk about that.
Expectations are high, and I just had to try hard to meet them and, try to go as far as I can go.
Right.
Yeah, so it's just high expectation, high pressure.
Okay. Number 4. Things we don't know about Jerry Moody. What's number 4?
As I used to say, I used to play soccer for like half of my life.
Okay.
Or more than half. I was decent at it. I was fast. I could dribble. I can shoot. I can kick the ball. But yeah, I used to love playing soccer. And then
when did you stop playing soccer?
When I hit middle school, actually, that's when I stopped playing soccer. When I hit middle school, and just took a break off from sports.
What position did you play in soccer there?
Center mid.
So you were the classic, just big.
Yeah.
Center mid.
Yeah, pretty
controls
much.
the game back there.
Pretty much.
Okay. All right. Where are we at here? Number 3. What don't we know about you? What else don't we know?
I love nature. I love going outside, just being in nature.
Okay.
I've been hiking in a minute, but when I go hiking, I just explore, go around.
Okay.
Just
so New Mexico's a great spot for outdoors, right? So that's good.
It was.
Would you have a go-to spot or?
Not really. I just find a spot.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Pretty much.
All right. Number 2.
I was born in Louisiana, a small town, Agonish, where the Red Lights were born at. So, coming from Louisiana to Texas was kind of big, because we went from a small town to a big city, big town. So it was kind of a big change in my life.
Okay. All right. So Louisiana, Texas to New Mexico, right?
Yeah.
I would think the New Mexico part would be the hardest.
Yeah, especially the altitude. It was like being just like in the mountains, seeing mountains all around you. That was something I wasn't used to, because Texas is really big.
You know what I want to know? Where do you get your fix for Louisiana food now?
My dad still got some
recipes. Okay, he still cooks?
Yeah, he still got some recipes in his book. Okay. So that's good.
All right. Have you been to Nexus?
No.
That's a good restaurant. I highly recommend it. I'm a big red beans and rice with andouille sausage there. That's my go-to at Nexus. So if you want, number 1 thing we don't know about Jerry Moody.
I love trying new things. Anything I see, I like to try. Hobbies, anything especially. That's something that intrigues me. I would like to try it. So I just love trying new things.
What is the craziest hobby you've ever tried?
I ever tried was trying to rock climb, probably. Well, not like actual rock climbing, but like I wanted to do it, but I was just too scared, so I chickened out. But I always wanted to try rock climbing. So
are we talking like real rocks or the rock wall at the mall?
Probably like both. I want to try to do both. It's scary, but okay. One of these days I'd like to try it.
Okay. All right. One more thing. That was a great top 5 list. One thing I did not get to, but we've been doing this the last couple of weeks. We've been settling a debate on the show. This all started back with Drew Bramlett about a month ago. Are you team LeBron or are you team MJ, and why?
I say out of that because what I say, there's 2 different eras. I feel like they're goats of different eras.
Okay.
So I feel like one would be superior in one era, the other would be superior in the other era. So I feel like I really say out of that, I'm kind of in the middle. I don't really have a team. But if I had to pick, probably like Team LeBron. That's why I picked Team LeBron.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's okay to be wrong. So good. Hey, good luck next year in every game except when you're playing the Knights, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thanks for coming in. Thank you for watching, everybody, and good night.